Hey guys.
Again.
Yeah, again,
Okay.
yeah. Hey guys.
สวัสดีค่ะ
We're at the beach. It says beach right there. Yeah, we're just around Jontium. Just going to make a video about... Oh, the motorbikes going past. Just going to make a video about budgets. How much it costs to live in Thailand. Or a better title might be, how long is a piece of string? Because that's basically what I want to talk about. There's so many variables involved. Hold on, big truck going past again. Now there are...
What are you doing?
Anne's making a new friend here, little... Well... Looks a very cute little Thai Falung mix. Yeah, we are,
That's special.
yeah, so, I don't know, yeah, trying to get that... Okay, while I've been rattling on here, this guy's set up with his daughter, I presume. Is she your daughter, yeah? Your daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
This man's set up here with his daughter, and they're putting on a little concert. Ah, 5-year-old, very good. It's actually quite good.
Just a kid to piece.
Very good.
Love it.
hello.
Oh, here goes my 20.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
She is saving her money up to buy a doll's house.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is going to her.
Okay, that was never going to work. I'm back home and I'll try for take 47, okay? I thought I'd do that video with some different nice backdrop, the beach, etc. But people kept wanting to talk to me, trucks kept driving past, people kept... Yeah, it was lots of distractions, etc. So I wasn't getting far. But anyway, we're back home. You have to put up with the lounge of perpetual indulgence as the backdrop. Right, now where were we? Talking about budgets, right? It seems lots of YouTubers do budgets and YouTubers who don't even live in Thailand do budgets, which I find amazing. But yeah, lots of YouTubers do budgets, and there's some massive, I don't know, massive differences in what the budgets and things, yeah? You get anything from 20,000 baht. People say they can live here on 20,000 baht. You know, it's $600 US or so, $1,000 Australian for a month. Yeah, that's the lower end of the spectrum, and people will argue they can live on that. And other guys will present budgets that would serve you well in a villa in the south of France. You know, they're spending more than I used to spend back in Australia, or yeah, they're presenting these budgets about living in Thailand that I'm thinking, well, why the hell are you living in Thailand? You can afford to live in the French Riviera or something, yeah? So there's huge differences, and it's a huge point of contention. People are always arguing about the costs and things, right? So rather than present our budget, we spend X, Y, Z on this, that, the other, I wanted to tackle it a different way and just talk about some of the variables, right? The big variables that make a big difference, the small variables, the lifestyle variables, all that sort of thing. And people can probably get more of a picture of where they would slot into those different variables, yeah? Okay, the first big variable is whether you rent or whether you buy, okay? People present these budgets of, you know, X, Y, Z. And half their budget or a quarter of their budget is paying rent on something, you know. So there's the first big variable. If you hop off the plane and buy a place, buy a little apartment or even buy a house, etc., your budget's way different straight away. Your half your budget's not going on rent, right? And the same if you want to buy a car outright or a motorbike outright. You know, a lot of guys will buy a car or bike, you know, and be paying it off in the girlfriend's name, and she gets a loan and they pay it off. So yeah, so you've got this 1,000 baht a month, $1,000 a month that you're supposedly living on. Yeah, and you're paying $500 a month rent, and you're paying $200 a month to pay a house, motorbike off. Yeah, you can see the massive difference it makes, right? So there's your first big variable, right? Whether you rent or buy. And that carries over to renting a Thai partner. Yes, if you're renting essentially a bar girl to be your partner, you know, there's another massive variable, yeah. And yeah, some guys do. They come over here and they rent a girl they're literally renting it for 30,000 a month, you know, to be your wife. Anyway, that's the big variables. The next one, insurance, yeah. Insurance is a massive thing, right? You need insurance. You can toddle off to a Thai public hospital, pay a reasonable fee to get some things fixed up, yeah? It's queuing up in a public hospital system. You might get an apprentice doctor is working on you, all of that sort of thing, right? So, but it can work for minor ailments, things like that. And the price is very, very reasonable. For major things, and if you want to go to a private hospital and have full-on proper care and stuff, you need health insurance, yeah? Let's say for a 60-year-old man, that runs maybe $2,000 a year, okay? So, you know, yeah, it adds up, yeah? So that's $40, $50 a week. Yeah, so 1,000 baht a week, you've got a budget for health insurance, right? So that's one of your big ones, yeah? If you choose to self-insure, and, you know, you put $10,000 in an account and say, right, that's my accident emergency money. If I get carted off the hospital with a heart attack, a broken leg, a severed limb, that will pay for that initial procedure, yeah? And where this differs now for different countries, if you're from the UK or Australia or Canada, I think, yeah, where we have universal healthcare, right? We always have the option of hopping on a plane and going home, right? Okay, that's not going to work in an emergency situation where you've just been raced off to hospital with a massive coronary or something, right? But if you get cancer or something, yeah, after your initial diagnosis, you can hop on a plane and go home and get treated, get operated on, get chemo, get, you know, diabetes, hip replacement, all of this sort of stuff. You would have the option of going home and just getting your home government medical assistance, yeah? So that can make a bit of a difference in your overall budgeting. See, Americans come here, and to them, they just pay insurance their whole life. So they've got to keep paying insurance. And so they'll automatically budget in 2,000, 5,000, whatever the amount is per year. They just automatically pay it because they're used to paying it, yeah? Okay, that's another one of the big variables. The next one's, okay, the next big variable, lifestyle, yeah? How do you want to live here? You know, you can live on your $1,000 US a month, or, you know, 20,000 baht a month, but you'll live like a poor Thai person, right? Literally, you'll be living like a poor Thai person, yeah? But even so, if you move up country and you're living on some farm or something, you know, meet a girl and my parents own 10 acres and you plonk a little house down in the corner of that 10 acres or something, yeah, 20,000 baht probably is realistic. You have no costs. You know, you're living off the fruit and vegetables that they grow, and you're all of that sort of stuff to do it cheap. Yeah, but let's say we want to live, an average life, and so you can put it in the context of how Thai people live, right? Thai people are living on as low as 10, 20,000 baht a month, right? But then you've got your average Thai person, or what you might call your average Thai person. Some of them live a pretty comfortable life for not a lot of money, yeah? So you can slot in at that level, or you can be like, there's Thais that live really well, 6-bedroom houses, swimming pools, Mercedes cars, overseas holidays. So Thais live at that level. So where you want to slot in to that, there's lots of variables, yeah? You can live down here as a pauper, or you can live up here as a, what they would call HISO here. It's another variable, yeah? Put this in context, right? Have a friend of Anne's, works in a bank, okay? He's a middle manager in a bank. He's not the bank manager, he's not a teller in the bank, he's probably the customer service manager or the something manager. Yeah, he makes 20,000 baht a month, right? So that might be your average job for your average Joe who's married with a Thai couple of kids, etc., right? A school teacher, first couple of years out of uni, school teacher, 20,000 baht a month, yeah? A policeman, probably 20,000 baht a month, yeah? So an average Thai couple, let's say they're on 50,000 baht a month. That's a couple of $1,000 US a month, right? Or a couple of $1,000 Australian a month, right? And they will live a pretty comfortable life. They'll have a house somewhere. They'll probably own it or paying it off. They'll have a nice car, a big screen TV. They'll have all the trimmings, yeah. So if Thai people can do it, like a single friend, like I said, earns 20,000 baht a month. He lives in Thailand, right? We know sort of Anne's sisters and a few other people we know, yeah. Between them, they earn maybe 50,000 baht a month, yeah. And they do it. They live in Thailand, right? So there's no reason to think you can't do that, yeah. There's all sorts of, again, it's how you want to live, yeah. If you want to live here in that Western bubble, right? You want to move from your home country and you want to recreate everything from your home country around you. You want to eat food from your home country. You want to watch television from your home country. You want almost the climate from your home country, i.e., the air conditioners on 24/7. Yeah, that all factors into your budget, right? So you can go out and get a really nice Thai meal for under $5, right? Anywhere. That's in an air-conditioned restaurant, cutlery on the table, a nice place, not eating off the street, right? You can eat off the street for, I don't know, a couple of dollars, off little carts and go to the markets and that sort of thing. That's what you do at the way bottom end. Next step up, you can go to nice little Thai eateries where Thai people eat, where a Thai husband and wife and their kids would go to eat, or where a single Thai man who earns 20,000 would go to eat. Yeah. So I suppose what I'm trying to say here is, yeah, if Thai people can live on 20,000, why can't you? Thai people, live on 50,000, etc., etc. But then some of the budgets people bandy about, as I said, they'd serve you well in the south of France, French Riviera or something in a seaside villa. So it is personal taste. It's all of that sort of stuff. All right, that's your lifestyle choices, right? The next thing is how much does stuff actually cost, right? Is it cheaper than home? Yes. Okay. I can make a broad statement that yes, it is. But depending on what you want to buy, a lot of stuff is cheaper. Example, in the next week or so, we've got to take our car up. It's due for its tax and registration and all of that. that will run us about 2 or 3,000 baht, $150 for everything, to get the car checked, your tax, all your roadworthy, your registration, tax, etc. Your compulsory insurance, you have to have a third-party person component of compulsory insurance, and we do our own insurance third-party if we run into a Ferrari insurance, right? So our insurance will pay for that. So all of that will run about $150, yeah? Compare that to the West, I don't know, it would be $2,000-3,000. Yeah, you would have your average insurance on your average late model car, probably $1,000 a year, $800 a year. Your registration and tax, probably $500 a year, I don't know. Some more, your CTP insurance, or your third-party compulsory insurance, yeah. So there's straight away, yeah, it's about 10% of the price of what it would cost you in US, UK, Australia, right? Electricity, I looked it up this morning. Electricity in Australia is 30 cents Australian a kilowatt, okay? Electricity in Thailand is about 15 cents a kilowatt, okay? So it's half the price, the electricity, yeah? Petrol is about $1 a litre here, Australian. I think last time I was about $1.30, $1.40 in Australia. So as you can see, a lot of those sort of things incredibly cheap. Repairs, anything that takes manual labour is cheap, yeah, because labour is cheap. Labour costs $10 a day for someone to do something, right? 300 baht a day if you're a labourer type or unskilled something. Yeah. So that makes repairs and all that sort of thing, really, repairs or home renovations or anything like that, really cheap. Another example, we had the car before this one, we had a Nissan March thing, was the manual, right? And this is when I first met Anne. I jumped in the car, driving along, put my foot down, clutch is slipping, there's like this horrible passenger side front wheel bearing is making a huge noise. So anyway, we put the car in to get it fixed, right? We put it in, we got new clutch bearing, some sort of bearing that sits on the back of the clutch, a new wheel bearing, everything. And it cost $300 Australian, yeah? So amazing, yeah? That would cost, I don't know, $1,500 in Australia or $2,000. Again, those sort of things are incredibly cheap. My motorbike, someone must have run into it in the car park down here and broke two of the blinkers, right? Two blinkers on the side. I took it up the little bike shop on the corner here and he charged me 180 baht. So not even $7 he charged me to replace these two brand new blinkers out of the box. I watched him take them out of the box and fit them and everything. And it was like, 200 baht or something ridiculous. So, all those things like that, your life can be incredibly cheap. So, cigarettes, I don't know, cigarettes run $4 or $5 a pack here for imported, Marlboro and those sort of things. $2 or $3 a pack for homemade Thai cigarettes sort of thing. Last time I looked in Australia, $30, $40 a pack, right? So again, cigarettes are literally 10% of the price they would be in Australia. Trying to come up with a whole lot of examples so more you can just get an idea of things, yeah? If you look at this video up here, the last video I was talking about rents and things, and rents are way down at the moment because of COVID and stuff. But you can rent a little apartment for a couple of $100. You can rent a house for maybe $500 a month or something, that sort of figure. So all of that sort of stuff can be incredibly cheap, yeah. Another example of repairs and things, I put my laptop in, needed a new keyboard, but it was doing this weird thing, it wasn't turning on because the power circuit ran through the keyboard sort of thing. So I sort of diagnosed it down to needing a new keyboard. I am an ex-computer technician. Anyway, but I sort of gave up. I thought, oh, by the time I chase one of these up off eBay or something and find it and get it shipped here and do all this sort of stuff. So I really just dropped into a computer shop, not with a whole lot of confidence about it. Just thought, I'll see what they say. And bang, bang, really good computer shop. They just went bang, 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 got to the point where they diagnosed the keyboard was faulty, and the whole thing cost like 1,000 baht, $50 for everything. Their time, ordered the keyboard, fitted the keyboard, the whole thing, yeah. And I had a quick look on the internet and I couldn't find a keyboard for under about 500 baht. So, yeah, so for $50, I got my laptop repaired, which, I don't know, that would run $300 in Australia. Lots and lots and lots of examples of those sort of pricings, yeah. So, yeah, cheap rent, anything that takes somebody to do it. Yeah, any sort of service, I suppose you'd put, to repair something, to fit something, to fix something, to paint a wall, to lay tiles, to any of those sort of things are insanely cheap, yeah? So, food, while it can be really cheap, you get really good fresh food. Oh, buying food, right? Buying groceries and things at your local Thai market around the corner here, which is fruit, vegetables, fish, meat, all of that. And it's fresh, it's incredibly fresh and that sort of thing. Really, really, really cheap, yeah? But then the other side of the scale, you'll get these supermarkets that, they're virtually made for expats to go and shop at. It's just stupid, yeah. Some of the prices, cheese and bacon or something. Oh, not bacon, but yeah, cheese and all of those sort of things can be really more expensive than home, way more expensive than home, yeah. So again, it's where do you want to slot in? Do you want to live on Western food, eat imported beef at, $100 a kilo or something and this sort of thing, or you can buy chicken, fish, pork here. It's ridiculous. I don't even look at the price. It's just the change you've got in your pocket to buy a kilo of that sort of thing, Okay, so maybe this starts to give you an idea of the many variables involved, yeah. I don't think you just say it costs X to live in Thailand, yeah, because there's your pre-existing, whether you have buy insurance, don't buy insurance. US military guys, they get all this fantastic insurance because they're in the military, so they don't have to come here and buy insurance. So just examples like that, right? That component, whether you come here and buy a place and a car and stuff, or whether you just rent everything, yeah, that's going to be a massive part of your budget. Where you want to slot in that incredibly big range of lifestyle is another thing. To put our stuff in context, right? I think we lead a pretty average life here, yeah. We have a new build sort of condo, swimming pool downstairs. We eat out probably most nights a week, or eat most of our meals out, and cooks now and then. We don't go wanting for anything, run a car, run a bike, have a drink every now and then when there's friends around. I'm always buying crap off Amazon or something, Lazada. Anne's always buying stupid makeup and rubbish like that. So we lead what I consider just to be a pretty comfortable life, yeah. September last year, I have to bring my money over to get my marriage visa, yeah. September last year, I put 400,000 in the account. I had to top it back up to 400,000 to meet my immigration requirements, right? For the rest of the year, at that point, September last year, I started drawing it down. Dirt. Each week when I need money, I get it out of that account and I'm drawing it down, right? I think I looked the other day, I'm down to 250,000, right? But we're nearly 6 months into the year. September, October, November, December, January, February. We are 6 months into the year and I haven't spent half that money yet, right? So ideally that'll last me to the rest of that'll get me through to my next visa and I top it back up again. So you could average that out and say we're spending 30, 40,000 baht a month, yeah? We don't bring money from anywhere else, right? And it's probably a good indication because most of this year Anne hasn't been working. So there's no factoring in her wage or anything. For the last year, we've been drawing off that money. And in 6 months, I've used half of 400,000. So 200,000. I don't know if that puts things into context of a budget. I suppose that's a budget, yeah? We live on probably about 40,000 baht a month. Which would be $2,000 Australian, $500 a week. If that makes sense. Yeah, so hopefully that puts ideas, rather than just say we spend X, Y, Z, I'll show you how much money I've brought in and how much of it's gone. As I said, we do trips away, we're not what I would consider living like paupers in Thailand, right? We're not out eating off some street food every night and, dying of hepatitis or something. We eat, we'll go out and have massive meals. Sometimes we'll go out and spend $50, which is, in Thailand terms, is a lot of money to spend on dinner for two or something. All right, guys, we might leave it there. Hopefully that gives you just a bit of a different approach to budgeting in Thailand, etc. Yeah? I mean, if I just rattle off and say we spend 28,000 baht every month, that's not going to mean much to anyone because you don't, your lifestyle might not be my lifestyle, etc. Yeah? If I can tell you what the big ticket things are, what your options are, how much a few things cost, you can maybe work it out for yourself where you would slot into that, but in summary, it's still pretty cheap to live here, You can have a pretty good old lifestyle, way better than home. 90% of your big ticket items are less than home. And you've got the nice weather and the whole, everything that goes along with Thailand, All right, we'll wrap it up there. I don't think there's anything else. Anne's in the shower, so I won't get her to say goodbye. Okay, thanks guys. I'll see you on the next video.